industry loves because she's gender ambiguous. If you look at this picture right here, she doesn't look white, but she definitely doesn't look black. Now, she kind of looks Spanish, but she kind of could be like some mixed race mulatto type, and her mannerisms. And here's the thing about being ambiguous in this culture is that when people look at you as an artist that you could pass for maybe white, Italian, maybe you're from Paris, maybe you're motherfucking Dominican, you get all the great things that come with it and you don't get the bad. For example, you could say nigga, right? But nobody cares that maybe phenotypically you don't identify with niggas. You get to appeal to the bilingual Hispanic crowd, even though maybe phenotypically or ethnically you're not Hispanic at all. You get to tap in with the people who are African. Like allegedly there's a part of her that says she's Nigerian. Even though what people who are natively Nigerian, what they would talk about in their experience in the world, you would never face based on your look, the wigs that you wear, and how you present yourself. So you get to get the cheat code. The next friend she kind of seemingly latched to was a woman named Cleo. Now, this was a woman who you'll hear in what I'm going to play of her. She didn't think she was that close with Ice Spice, but what needed to be put out there, Ice Spice embraced her. Hey girl, let's go to the front seat, the courtside seat of this game, that they could see that, hey, I'm with you, a dark-skinned woman of color, to validate my blackness, my ethnicity, all of these things that culturally needs to keep me rooted. And by the way, I don't give a fuck about, the cultural ambiguity shit. Without that cultural hook, none of that matters. Because if we think she's a white girl or she's someone that's not of culture, everything that she does falls thin. Okay? Anyway. Cleo Trapper.
Trying to make up for that fake shit that got exposed like a month ago. Like she's really trying to be an actual friend, because that shit was weird as fuck. And I checked her about that shit, and even for her to apologize was like pulling teeth. Like, girl, you got caught calling your friend jealous for no fucking reason. And her excuse was that I didn't speak up when I was asked if she was Nigerian. Like, girl, I met you a month before that video. I didn't even know you was Nigerian. So that was kind of weird to me too, that she was upset at me for not knowing if she was Nigerian. And she said that you could have at least said I was black. Like, girl, I didn't even know you. Am I your PR? Am I supposed to be clearing up every time somebody's asking about you being black or Nigerian? Like, that's not my role. And I don't even know you. So I was so confused. Anyways, we moved back. Anyways, after that situation that had happened with her ex-best friend exposing her for calling like just about everybody jealous, that was kind of like sick too, because why do you think everybody's jealous of you? She literally tried to link me being jealous of her with that interview of me not knowing if she was Nigerian. And I'm just like, girl, are you crazy? And she never said that she felt the way. And it was just like, I didn't even know that she was mad at me. She's just in messages talking about me. So she tells me, like, I think everybody's jealous of me. Don't take offense to it. I say that about everybody. I say that everybody's jealous of me. I even say that about my mom. Like, that's kind of sick. But okay. Fast forward though, I started thinking that a lot of the things that Ice was doing was calculated. Like, even the thing after her best friend exposing her, it was like, oh, like, let's go to the basketball game. Come with me to this basketball
game. Mom, thank you to my mom. And my mother, thank you to my mother.
So I just watched that clip, and it immediately made me think that when they talked about, like, back in the day, like, people were passing, they mean, like, people like this creator here, or like Halsey, right? Like, I didn't know until, I think, actually this year, I didn't know that Halsey was even black. Her dad is black, and I didn't realize that. Like, that was passing back in the day. Because when I see movies, have you seen that movie on Netflix? It's called Passing, and it's in black and white. And of course, the actress that they have to play this character who's supposed to be white passing is very clearly, to me, black. And I watch movies like that, and I'm like, how could people not have known? Like, how could you have lived your whole life, risking your whole life, passing? And I'm like, when clearly that actress has like very definite features to me, which I would be like, I don't think he would pass. But then I see people like this creator and I'm like, that was passing. That is what they meant.
So I think that Black women have the absolute right, and to be truthful, the unfortunate responsibility to always mistrust people who look like me, who look similar. And that is because as bridges, you're also privy to the conversations being had in other spaces. And those conversations can be inherently racist. They can be featurist, colorist. And even if you don't align or subscribe to those messagings, you can subconsciously become sponges to them. I can also say for myself, I notice how comfortable people are saying things that are outright wrong and racist and prejudiced about Black women to me. I've had an example of that on the podcast with that guest Sincere, where he made that comment and it just rolled off of his tongue as if it was not my mom and my aunts and me and my daughter and like big, huge, important, impactful, sacred parts of me that they were also slandering. And yeah, because you are a bridge, some people don't feel empowered to speak up in those places because they acknowledge that it's a privilege for them to even be a part of those conversations. So there's a fear of othering yourself in those times. And it takes a lot of bravery and maturity to get to a place where you can do that. And some people don't feel like they can afford that. For that reason, I have to not only expect to be constantly critiqued and scrutinized and assessed whether I am safe, whether I am an actual ally, and I have to welcome it because I have to acknowledge that there are parts of me that anybody who expects her to is really just coming from a place of jealousy. And that's a word that we often hear in the Black community in regards to people who are ambiguous and people who are non-ambiguous. And that's the wrong word. I don't think it has a damn thing to do with jealousy. I think it has to do with trust. People want to know if they can trust me. People want to know if I have their back or if I have them in mind. And when people are calling that into question, analyze.
YouTube, we're back again with another video. And today's topic is about, not necessarily about Ice Spice, but the Ice Spice and Cleo situation. And I felt like this would be the perfect time. I don't know what, I was listening to DJ Academic's streams, as you can see from the clips, and it's something I've been really thinking about to talk about, and it's this racially ambiguous topic. As we can see from Ice Spice, if she told you she was Black, you would believe it. If she told you she was Puerto Rican or Dominican, you would believe it. If she told you she was white, you would believe it. The reason why she's able to get all these, she was able to get a future with Taylor Swift versus Kendrick, which took him almost all his career to just get a collab with Taylor Swift, is that she's easily able to be adopted into the white, not the white population, but like the white mainstream. Like, she's easily digestible. You know, when they look at her, they don't think Black woman. They think, oh, she could be one of us. You know, one of us. And I'm not trying to like get into their drama and whatever, but this, I've been seeing all across TikTok this topic come up where people like, they marry, like, let's say Patrick Mahomes' dad. Patrick Mahomes' dad marries a white chick, they have Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes gets a white chick and it's basically back again to white. So he passes right through again with white, right? And he's going to have some 0.25% Black or 0.25% whatever, 25%, 10%, whatever. And he still gets to say the N-word. He still gets to say the N-word. He still gets to claim, well, he can be in this white neighborhood, which I have no problem with. But then he can, when he's getting bullied or whatever, he says, oh, I'm a minority. He gets to take off the minority box. He gets to take it off because his dad, if you can trace back to his grandfather was 100% black, which means I'm black. All that BS. It's like people want to be racially ambiguous. They think it's fun, but it's not fun. It's not fun when you think about it in American terms. Outside of America, I don't think it's like a stigma of that much. Like nobody really cares, I think. But you're gonna see more kids who look white but have like Nigerian names. Like I couldn't find the clip of where like some dude had two white children. He went and asked up their name, and they were all Nigerian names. You're gonna see that more, but I'm saying is that it's not only going to alienate them from, because you cannot claim everything. Let's say your dad or your grandfather is from Nigeria, your mother is from Polynesia, and it's just not gonna work. I feel like you may say, oh man, they get to claim all these. Like Ice Spice gets to claim she's 25% Nigerian. But have we ever seen Ice Spice in Nigeria, bro? Like, you think the Ice Spice is gonna step in Nigeria? You think a Bronx chick, some Bronx, who's grew up the Bronx the whole of her life, is gonna step into Nigeria, bro? Like, she was, bro. I'm telling you, these people may talk about all these. Oh man, it's she's white passing or this passing or that passing. All I see is like, there's not gonna be a genuine connection to your culture, because you're gonna be living in America, but then when you've never went to Nigeria, so when something comes up, you're gonna be like, oh, but I'm Nigerian, guys. I'm Nigerian. I'm a minority. Everybody wants to throw up the minority card when it's convenient to them, but they never want to throw up the minority card when it's time to get through the VIP room. Oh no. I'm Polynesian. They get to pull it out like it's just like Pokemon cards. Oh, I'm American. Oh, I'm Polynesian. I'm black. It's like, I don't know if I'm the one who has a problem with it. It's just like, I would like people to go and actually explore their roots. Like, I was seeing on this Instagram, where like, not Instagram, TikTok, that's where I get all my stuff. And it's just like, this chick is saying like, hey, you and your friend get away with this because you're racially ambiguous and you belong everywhere. I don't know, bro. Okay, you can say that, but it just shows ingenuity. You're just using these races and ethnicities that went through all these wars because of the way they looked. Your mom and dad probably, they fell in love and they made this thing, and where you can be racially ambiguous and you can toss it up to the game and say, hey, I don't really go to those countries, bro. My mom and dad are just from that country, you know? But when it's time to insert political thing going on right now, guys, let's stand up for the Polynesian massacre or something, or this, that, and that. It's like, I'm not a fan of it. And they're always gonna copy these little things from them. They're gonna get this little thing from Polynesia. Oh, I like the way they have their bracelets on. She takes that from the Polynesian. Then she goes over here and she gets to that. Then she takes that from them. Then she goes to some white dude to fund her billionaire hobby, and then she says, "Oh yeah, I'm from my roots. Oh, this and that. Oh man, it's like, but she will never give them. That money that she makes from this is never gonna go back to that community. It's never gonna go back to this community where she got that. They're always gonna feel like they can just steal from that, get from that. Well, guys, I'm just like you guys. I'm just like you, right? Right? I don't know. I think the time's gonna be not like us for this video, but it's just not genuine, you know? Like Ice Spice, like DJ Academic saying like we don't know her. Like, I don't know who this chick is. You come up to the stage, you twerking and everything, this and that. Everybody loves you, but it never felt. I saw her. I'm like, bro, okay, clearly she's to me, and this is just me. She just looked Dominican, bro. She just looked Dominican. I was like, okay, but then everything comes out and like, oh my gosh, she's black, It's like, do I really care? You know, like people that always look at their girls and be like, what race is you from? Or this is from, like, I get it. But once just like you talk about mixed stuff, like people who have like their parents were like racially a couple interracial, I don't really care about. Like if I see you and I can see like, oh, the way you talk always gives it away. Like you can talk from me. I'm African American or with an African background. You know? With Ice Spice, you could tell like she's definitely some Dominican or Puerto Rican, you know? So it never, when they came out and said, oh, she's black and she's mixed with black, it's like we're always looking to give out someone the N-word pass or the pass or whatever. But when they steal our stuff, not even steal our stuff, but they copy other black women who are never gonna be put the spotlight. Cleo's not gonna get the spotlight because Cleo is not light skinned, thick, or whatever, or she doesn't sexualize herself as much as Ice Spice. And Ice Spice, I think, honestly, I think the reason why she's slimming down is because she doesn't want to have a fat ass and she's tired of just twerking on stage. That's all she feels like, and she maybe want to be tapping to something else, but unless she really shows who she is, nobody really gonna care. Like, do we actually know her story? Do we know her parents? You just hear from the internet, oh, she went to this school for volleyball. That's it. You hear this. Like, we don't know nothing about these people. They come out and they tell us, oh man, guys, don't forget I'm Nigerian. Don't forget I'm this. Don't forget I'm that. Like, bro, miss me with that bullshit, bro. Like, tell us something, you know? Okay, these people will always want to go to these countries, da da da. What about your identity? Like, black women in general should be guarded about people who come racially ambiguous. They look exotic because they're easy on the eyes to look at because of their perception. Even if they have the white gene or whatever, they're seen as easy people versus black women or even light-skinned men are seen as easy as dark-skinned men. If you put on a tattoo right here, if I put on a tattoo right here, there's already a stigma about me. Just right now like this, there's already a stigma about me. I'm skinny, I'm 6 foot. I'm still gonna fit some type of negative racial thing that some white person is, or some black dude, or someone that feels threatened by me. Oh, his hair is too much. Oh, his beard. Oh, I don't like the way he's walking. What da. It's like you can escape that. But if you are light skin, this and that, you're easy on the eyes. Oh, you have a tattoo? Oh, you just expressing yourself. Oh man, I like your tattoo. Da da da. It's not gonna be the same thing, bro. It's like all these people, like they want to. I'm not saying you can't claim whatever this and this, but you gotta have your own identity. You can't be out here and then you start acting gangster, but that's not you though. You know? Okay, it's one thing if you grew up in that community, I can give you that, but like there has to be something more deeper than that. It's like they will take like the black chicks that grew up in the suburbs. I always see it. It's like a canon event. They grew up in the suburbs, right? They're light-skinned black women. They grew up in the suburbs. They know all these like frappuccino, da da da, pumpkin spice. You know, they've lived that dream, but then there's something missing. There's a study that says that those type of white girls, if their mom is black, they hate their mom because their mom, I don't know what it said, but their mom represents that type of like exposure to them. Like, oh my gosh, your mom is black, you know? Like it's so when they grow up and they want to tap into that black side, they can't, and it's way more difficult because of it's like the acceptance isn't there because she feels like that's lower than, like I'm gonna be lower than, if I go and talk to the black people, I'm feeling lower than, which it shouldn't. I feel like it shouldn't, and it's like, but that's the thing living in America, bro. Like everything here is like, if you mess with the black people, somehow your status is lower. Somehow you're seen lower. You know? Oh, mess with the black person, but marry the white person. I don't know about why people think that's like acceptable. Like, hey man, I love me black man. Sleep with a black man, have sex with him, then I'm gonna go marry, because it's like this is gonna be another whole tangent, but basically what I want to talk about is that, wrapping this up, the racially ambiguous stuff is going to be a bigger problem. It's gonna be a problem, not a bigger problem, but it's gonna be a problem because it's going to show that even with us mixing, black people mixing with white people or whatever, in some capability, it's gonna also show us that we are also prejudiced to ourselves, you know, and not in like a way of like our community, but our skin tone. Like I saw on a TV show, some radio station or something, some dude is having a kid and he's worried. The dude asked him, "Why are you worried?" "I'm worried that about my son's complexion." You know, I'm gonna tell you, like, ever since I got to America, bro, this is like the biggest crime on America's soil, bro. Like, you realize that not only black people are traumatized because of other kids who, when you're bullied, when you're in school and oh man, you black, da, 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 you realize like, damn, bro, is this like, what did I do to this person? But you just realize it's just your skin color. It's your skin color. It's your skin color. It's like the original sin, you know? Kodak Black says it. Man, I don't want to have a black nappy-headed kid or girl. He wants to have a kid and the kid be light skinned, because what people don't get is like when we were middle school, bro, people were brutal. And the thing is, Kodak grew up in like before the Great Shift, before 2016. He grew up in high school where like people will call you black, they will call you African monkey, da 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 da. You could be born in America, but if you had dark skin, you got the worst, especially if you're in the ghetto, bro. You got the worst treatment, bro. And it's because, I don't know, like, it just, and now when this racial mixing is gonna happen, they're gonna realize that their kids probably don't even like them. Like, their kids are gonna probably like, yo, mom, don't come around when my white friends are over or something like that. Or this. Yes, there's gonna be a more like unified whatever, but it's just gonna, I see it as it's gonna cause more problems. Not cause more problems, but there's gonna be like, your kid just gets to claim a flag, but he's never been to that country. He gets to claim this, but he's never been there. Oh man, I'm hooked. Yeah, he's gonna be the when he's like the five white kids, and then he's the one who's initially in between. He's gonna be like, yo, you know this rapper? You know Boston Richie? Oh man, yeah, I listen to him all the time. But this man has never even listened to a rap before. But he has to claim that because he knows intuitively, his brain tells him, because that's his survival instinct, is to adapt, is to be with the group. So he's gonna claim it and be like, yes, I know that dude. You know, this. Then he's gonna ask dad, yo, dad, can you put me on some rap songs? Well, like, you know, it's gonna be like that type of thing. But what do I know? I'm just yapping, bro. But what do you guys think? In the comments, is racial ambiguous gonna be a problem, or is it just like, and why am I just yapping, bro? Let me know. I'm actually gonna even talk more about this stuff. The more examples I see, the more I'm gonna bring them up. But like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later.